Hello.
Hi.
Mr. Joseph.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. What is leaking on the side of the...
It's an air conditioner.
Oh, does the air conditioner go
On top.
Oh, of course.
It's supposed to be connected to a drain that goes through, but I think I'm gonna have to. I just bought this Airstream, so.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Huh? Congratulations.
A couple of weeks ago. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that's a cool Airstream.
Thank
Sure.
you. Yeah, it's getting towed all the way to New Mexico tomorrow for my next job.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you live in the... You can live in it?
Yes, I'm going to
Oh,
travel.
but now you're flying. We're gonna go to the airport.
I gotta
right?
go grab a rental car. I've got to drive to Kentucky and get my BMW and drive it to New Mexico.
Oh, I got you. That makes sense.
I didn't order a big enough truck for this gigantic beast.
Right.
And from the beginning, so I'm having to pay a little bit more in the beginning to wait to get the right size truck and just have it shipped without me stressing about trying to drive it out there.
Oh wait, so you are... So the Gulfstream is being shipped.
I'm having it towed there by a company that just moves these. Any of these you could just have moved anywhere for like.
They put them on a trailer.
They drive it or tow it, just like it would normally be towed. However, it needs to be gotten there.
There it says "Do not enter." And my map says
you're going. I'm sorry. You go up.
Go straight.
Yeah, go forward, and then there's another route that leads out over here on the left.
Okay.
That's the one road in.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Google or Maps or whatever.
Right, it doesn't know what the directions in there.
Now I also feel like I'm going against the grain. I'm going against traffic.
Well, if they're facing us, then this is the correct way. See, it would be so you could pull into any of these, right?
Right, exactly.
Maybe. Yeah, nobody cares.
No, everybody's still smiling.
But you'll get stuck on that road if you go try to go the wrong way.
Yeah, that's not.
These are only 30-some thousand, and it's like $600 a month to live here. It's the cheapest way to live if you wanted to just.
It is, isn't it?
Go left.
Left, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And go down here and make a right at this last road.
At the end?
Yeah, go right at the very.
Or on this one?
Go all the way down and go
all
right.
the way down. Okay. Oh, look at that bird. Oh no, it's not that big. I thought it was
a heron.
A big one, but.
Well, this is a nice ride.
Oh, thank you.
I like the brown leather.
Yeah, me too, actually. It took me a while to get used to it, but it's a lot better than the black stuff. Yeah, and they're comfortable seats.
Yeah, it's nice.
So,
I mean, I could never have this to pull an Airstream at all, but they're cool to. If I've rented some occasionally, and they're kind of good to have.
Yeah, you can live in these though.
No, people could, yes.
No, I wouldn't.
Not by choice, usually.
No, not really. Do you mind if I record the inside of the van?
For what reason?
Initially, for no reason. I'm playing with the cameras. I'm having a camera out front and a camera for inside.
Yeah, that was my
I'm
next
not
question.
streaming.
Yeah, but what do you do with it?
And basically nothing yet. But the next question would be if you mind if I publish to YouTube. Now, usually I don't ask that right off the get-go. I let the ride first happen and then see if
what was the question?
If you mind if I publish it to YouTube.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I guess. Are you creating a channel?
Yes.
For Uber?
No. Well, not for Uber, but it's.
What's the channel's
about? It's about the people that I drive.
Just their stories.
Yep. Basically, yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Well, you already.
I find people fascinating.
Oh, okay.
I find the stories fascinating. The channel's name will be Driving You. In your case, it will be Driving Joseph. If I use the material at all, because at the moment I'm still like I haven't published anything yet. I'm just like playing with the cameras at the moment.
Yeah, we've all seen Taxi Cab Confessions, right?
Something like that, exactly. Yeah. But then like not so prepared or not so professional, but just like me chatting with people. But it's really about the people because there's no camera on.
But I do have to make some phone calls and stuff. That is
please.
Probably what would interfere that I wouldn't want on. my private phone calls that I need to
Okay.
make. I have to call this guy who's going to pick it up tomorrow, make sure that that's good and what he needs.
Well, make your phone calls, and if afterwards you say, hey, please cut that out, or just don't publish any of this at all, either way is fine with me.
Okay, yeah.
Just let me know.
Yeah, it's fine if you do. Let me see what he needs. It's fine if you record, it's fine. I mean,
Thanks.
there's nothing illegal or mysterious going on.
Well, this is Florida. Florida is a 2-consent law. Means that we both have to agree the fact that I'm recording the inside of the car. Now, for me to publish it, I also have to have your yes to publishing, which is how can I do this? Yeah, I can still do this. And so yeah, that's the second permission.
Yeah, it's
that I
fine.
need.
It's fine. I think you probably did. You already record the first part of the conversation?
Oh yeah, I was on
Okay.
the moment
Alright, that's
you
cool.
got in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my husband is he's training to work for a major airlines to travel all the time. He's in Dallas right now, so he's going to be flying all the time, and so I'm just going to be everywhere too, wherever we want to meet.
Oh really?
Once we
Like
figure
that?
out where his home city, he's got to have a home city, a home base to work for the airlines, and once that city gets figured out, he has to give a top 3 choices at this particular airline, and then he might end up with one of them. So it could be in like Charlotte or Dallas or even Las Vegas. Those are the 3 options. So, but we're from Louisville, Kentucky. We just both sold this house, and my husband's from Brazil, so he's been only.
He's from Brazil, and wow, and he has those 3 choices of those 3 cities. So I do understand. Is he a pilot or a steward? Or
He would be part of the crew, not part of the flight.
Okay.
Not pilot. He doesn't like me talking, and he wouldn't like me speaking about any details about this until it actually happens. You know what I mean?
all right.
But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
it's exciting, and we'll both have really great travel benefits if all this works out. For me, just to fly anywhere in the world at any time on
Right.
standby,
Right.
it's going to be an incredible benefit to have for the rest of my life. I mean, that will
Right.
enable us to literally just travel the whole world for free. At least the
Both
flying
of
part
you.
of it, yeah.
Because you could be a passenger while he's working.
Well, we're married, so I get his same benefits, the flight benefits.
Wow. And so, by the way, is gay marriage? Didn't I read something about that in the news the other day that Biden now protects that in the whole of the U.S.?
They just basically what they did is they made it a more locked down sort of that can't be overturned kind of law that allows marriage between all. I don't know a whole ton about this new bill that just passed, to be honest. But yeah, it looks really good. It looks because everyone's scared of what's going to happen with the Supreme Court now that Roe v. Wade has gone down. The next thing that's on their list is us.
So, what is that about?
The Republicans and the far right Christian, politicians want to get rid of the
Gay
rights
marriage?
that we have to marry. They would like to
That is
abolish
so
it
ridiculous.
and declare all of us invalid.
They have no right to mess in people's lives like that. Politicians or kings or queens or whatever you have, they're supposed to take care of a country, not tell us who we can marry
Correct.
or who we sleep with or any of those kind of things. They also with this abortion thing, it's just so ridiculous. How come that a woman cannot decide whether she's having the baby or not?
I mean, this is, there's a lot of philosophy involved in this, and from where everyone comes from, for sure. And it's where our country happens to be at this moment. I'm not happy with it, but we're a country of 50-50, right? You're either on one side or the other.
So true, eh?
It's that close, and it's just ridiculous. I have to call this guy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi there. Is this James? Is this my driver for my Airstream tomorrow? This one's in Naples, Florida. It's at it's Marco Naples. Yeah, RV Resort. It's tomorrow, the 17th. Yes. Yeah, it actually does need to go tomorrow. Is tomorrow the 16th? Yeah, but it can't arrive it can't arrive there until the 21st in New Mexico, because that's as fast as I can be there in the morning for it if you arrive on the 21st, and they're expecting you at that drop spot. Are you the driver? Okay. All right. Well, this is a pretty big and heavy trailer, and I just want to make sure everything's all together so it gets out of here cleanly tomorrow. And I need to know what to do with the things that normally I would store in the back of my truck that pulls this. That is like heavy tools and stuff that you would bring around with an Airstream. Does all of that have to go inside the Airstream? Or is there room in the back of a truck? I don't know. Like I have a big black plastic box that contains tools and cords and all that random shit you need for Airstreams, and yeah, cool. And I just didn't want to load, because the Airstream's heavy as it is. The more you load it in there, it could be overloaded. No, I know how to. It travels well. I've been moving it a few times around here. I just didn't have a big enough truck, and I didn't feel confident to go to New Mexico in it by myself yet until I got a bigger truck. But I have a job that's starting there 2 days after Christmas, so it really has to be there. And I needed to go ahead and order it this way. No, because it's going to be cold there, and I've got to make sure that the heat and all of that and doesn't freeze the pipe, so I've got to meet you there right when it's delivered. Unless it can just sit there. I know I had to give myself room to drive to Louisville first and pick up my BMW so I could drive it out to New Mexico. So that's what I'm going to be doing while the Airstream's traveling. It's just going to take me 2 trips instead of 1. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, in order for me to make it there by the 21st, I have to leave right after you guys head out with it, because I've got to drive twice as far. I've got to go all the way to Kentucky, and I've got to drop off some stuff there and drive my BMW to New Mexico, and I've got to have time to sleep on this, 4-day journey too. So, well, you probably will want me there when you pick up, right? You need what? So you know how to handle these tires and everything, all of that. Okay. Mm-hmm. It will be secured properly, yes. I'm going to do that tonight, yeah. I know how to travel with it. I can't see the date code on them. I know they're a little bit older, but they are in really good shape for whatever year they are. Oh, I just bought it. I haven't changed them, but I've just been monitoring their air pressure, and they've been, apparently the tires were put on right before this owner bought it two years ago, but they look a little older than that. But they're holding air perfectly. do any kind of TPS monitoring on them? Do you put any tire monitoring equipment on them? Okay, all right. I've driven it around quite a bit. There hasn't been any, I've driven it several hours myself all around Florida in the last few weeks since I bought it. Yeah, I know the 4-number code, but I cannot locate it on these tires. I've taken a flashlight to it. I've taken pictures of it. I don't know where to find that number on these particular tires. No cracks on the tread. No, nothing. They just look like they're not light truck tires. They're 15s, the size that originally comes on the Airstream. I don't know the brand of them. It's a 98 that's been fully restored. Yeah, so it's really sweet on the inside. So I just had to get the furnace working because nobody hooked up the furnace because it was in Florida. I had to have that done. There's a spare, yes. Absolutely. Well, I purposely spoke to my rep who booked this out for me, Keith, and I said, look, it's kind of a weird scenario. I know because it's a weird scenario where it's going to take me longer to get there. I mean, it's always possible it could get there early and sit there. The furnace will be working and it will sit there with the furnace working, I guess. But I would just have to call ahead and make sure at this RV spot in New Mexico that's going to be fine with them. But I asked Keith if someone could pick it up, tomorrow and it not arrive and just hang on to it for the weekend and then deliver it on the 21st, just because that's about the minimum that I can get there. It's Christmas too, so yeah. Yeah, it's actually good at its spot. I've got the spot that I'm at that Marco Naples place for one more day, so it could be picked up as late as 11 and be out of there by 11 a.m. checkout, which would be Saturday. Yeah, forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, because I would have to go ahead and get on the road tomorrow. Back to Kentucky. Alright, cool, brother. Alright. What's your name? You're JJ. Okay. Alright, thank you, JJ. Talk to you in a couple hours. Alright, bye. Man, I hate not being there when it gets picked up, just because they want to get it there faster than I can even get there, right? So I would have, in order to get there in time, I'd have to fly from here, but I have dogs and all my stuff, so that won't work. So,
oh, those dogs that I saw at the...
Yeah, those are my dogs. We have 2 golden doodles and a cat that travels in the Airstream.
So nice. That's so cool. And so normally you're gonna go live with your husband in the Airstream?
Yeah, well, he's gonna visit me in the Airstream, and in between times when he's working, and then other times he'll have to be at his home base city, wherever that ends up being, because he has to be able to get to the airport within whatever amount of time before, if he's on call. expedition that
Oh, you did?
on paper, nearly, it was a 1-year-old Expedition Platinum, and it was a week out from being delivered, so I just thought I would rent one and start towing it with the rental just to make sure it was going to be fine. And when we got on the road with it, because we did not know how much to bring to go on it. We tried to be as small as possible, but everything we brought in a U-Haul was just way too heavy for it. When we first got on the road, we were actually on, it wasn't this road, but it threw that truck around like a rag doll, and we were swaying so bad that we were going to die and crash. I had to get off the road, and we had to sleep overnight in a Winn-Dixie parking lot with no power. And that was our introduction to Airstream. First day.
So, and why was that? Because, I mean, the Airstream is then loaded too heavy, or the Airstream itself?
Well, the Airstream itself is really heavy, and it's been renovated on the inside, so it's just really nice inside, and it probably weighs more because of all of those materials, whatever they used, and all the stuff we brought, we just had to put it in there, everything that we thought we'd want to save, and we just tried to tow it.
Sure.
And it needs one of those sway control hitches installed on it as well that will help it a lot. That really keeps the sway down.
But does it go on a truck like that?
No.
Like the Sierra?
No.
That's too light.
That's too light. That's a That's a 1500. Trucks come in like 3 basic levels: 15, 2500, and 3500.
Okay.
And
that's a 1500.
That's a quarter ton or half ton. That's a 1500. The 2500s are at least a half ton to a 3/4 ton, and that's the amount of weighs. I mean, you think about the engine, of course, is bigger in them also, but it has to be heavy enough to hold something that big down on the ground and not, go everywhere.
Interesting. And so, what do you need for the Airstream? 25 or 35?
I'm gonna order probably a 35, but the Rams, the 25s are good enough.
So this is also a 15. This is bigger.
This is 1500. Wait, looks like maybe a 2500, but I can't tell.
That's a big truck.
Yeah, that's a 2500 or a 3500. That's really exactly what I need right there to tow that.
To tow that.
Yeah, that's like $65,000 maybe.
So really? Yeah, it must be. Yeah.
You can buy them a little bit older. You can find them for 50,
you can find them cheaper, 50 maybe. But like if they're 1 year old.
I mean, I'm making $3,000 a week in my contract, so I should add up quick. I don't want to go into debt again. I just sold this giant house. I'm trying to keep from being in debt.
Yeah, but that's a good job. $3,000 a week. That is not bad at all. That's way more than I can ever make with Uber. May I ask, what do you do?
I've been a registered CT technologist since 2008. So X-ray, CAT scan, imaging, medical imaging, and then I work for the companies that make the scanners. Philips, Samsung, Toshiba, Canon, they all make CT scanners. I work for them as clinical apps, which is like, I'm the guy they fly in when a new CT or 2 or 3 are installed at a hospital. I go in and I get the protocols worked out for the radiologists to get their imaging to look perfect the way they want it to look on these new machines, to look like their old imaging that they've been looking at. And then I got to train the staff at the hospital how to use it. So that's what I did for years, traveling all the time, and a lot of times. And now I'm just going back to the basics. I'm just going to work at a hospital in CT.
Okay.
Just for 13 weeks. I don't have to get involved in office politics.
Look, there was just an accident here. Ooh. The police is not even here yet. This just now happened. Oh, the people are okay. Yeah, they're good. Oh, but that looks like a nasty crash, though. Wow. Okay. So that's an interesting job, Joe. But so you already have a new job in New Mexico?
Yeah, I've already signed the contract and all that.
Oh, wow.
I've had to get all my documents and stuff together this week. I still have to do like one titer tomorrow for my childhood MMR vaccine and varicella vaccines, all that immunization stuff that when you're a kid get lost. You just have to go get your blood titered for it to make sure you're still covered. But I'd have to finish some of those things, and I have to do an online BLS and CPR life-saving first aid course just as a refresher.
Yeah, that's for working in a hospital.
Yeah, I haven't really worked in a hospital in about 4 years, other than flying in and training staff, but not like actually working on the floor. I wouldn't, as a clinical apps person, I wasn't required to start IVs or actually, handle patients, but explain how the technology works and train them how to use it.
You make good money, but you deserve it too because you do expert work.
Well, I'm trying to work smarter and less hard, and I enjoy a small, tiny little hospital in the desert for a few weeks and see what I think, and then go somewhere else.
Yeah, see how that works out for you. Nice. Did I hear you say New Mexico is cold?
Yeah, it's cold.
Is it?
Believe it or not. In the daytime, where I'm going, in the city called Tucumcari, New Mexico, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, where my Airstream's going to be parked is one of those pictures, right? It just looks like a gorgeous red desert and these plateaus. My dogs are going to love it, but at night it's like down to 26. In the daytime it's like 59. But it starts to get warmer like by February 1st, and then by the end of February it's already not freezing anymore.
So they say. Wow. I didn't know that New Mexico was that cold. Is that because it's desert or something? Or
it is, yeah.
It is more north than here, right?
Well, it is not more north than here, but the cold kind of creeps down. Now, if you stick down in Palm Springs is the place to be. That was the first hospital that I applied for, and I got offered the position. But there's this giant California fluoroscopy examination that I have to take in order to be licensed in California. So that's something I'm going to have to do within this next 13 weeks if I want to do Palm Springs for the next round. Palm Springs is the place to be for January, February, March.
Oh, really?
And down here, of course. But it's most of the country's frozen.
Yeah, and plus here we have a sea climate, so it's very mild climate. It's like it doesn't get really cold at all. It's interesting.
It was surprising. I picked it thinking it was going to be hot, or at least warm, but once I got the offer, I was looking into it, and it was kind of too late. And I don't mind cold weather. I mean, I grew up in Kentucky, so no big deal.
That's so cool, though.
To the Enterprise car rental place there.
Yeah, there's just one entrance over there, so I'll drop you off there. kids at home and big home, 2 cars, and he did everything on a salesman's salary. Now I have 2 jobs and my wife has a job, and we're having a hard time making ends meet. But hearing your salary, I also understand a little bit why. I'm in the wrong business.
Well, I mean, for sure. I mean, all those years in the hospital, all those third shifts, you know, nurses go through. It's exactly the same as what nurses go through. I don't really enjoy thinking back to all those long nights in the hospital at all, but I'm glad that it gives me opportunities now. I didn't know if I would come back to this because I did, you know, some Airbnb. I owned a full-time Airbnb, and our house had an upstairs private suite that rented as an Airbnb, and so that basically paid all the mortgage and everything. And so all that's gone now, so I didn't really have to really be doing a whole lot in the hospital anymore if I didn't want to for the last few years. But you know, you'd think it would be easy to sell a big house, and I sold the house right when what they call the shoulder of the market going down. If I just had listed it maybe a month before, I might have got an extra 100,000 or more.
But
So
you did well on the sale.
it was okay. I mean, no, it was way less than we anticipated, but enough to do this. Yes, enough to begin this journey. Yeah, and I haven't touched any of my, you know, retirement or investments or any of that. But now I don't have a mortgage anymore, so that's wonderful.
Yeah, that makes your ability to live cheaply as well. So then what you have with your income, you can make some savings. You know, you can actually save money. You don't have a mortgage, but you still have to pay a parking lot, right? You have to pay for the parking space. But that's what we like about all
I can get what my budget looks like to survive out on the road like this is nothing. Nothing.
That'll be adventurous.
I joined. There's some really great camping RV groups you can join, clubs you can join. 1,000 Trails is one where you basically pay $650 and you get all of these different RV resorts that you can stay at for free for 2 weeks at a time, and you go out and then back in. You go out for a week and then you come back in, so you can really. I mean, it's nothing.
It's a whole community that's doing that, I bet.
It is. There's I mean,
get to know each other.
YouTube videos and all that out there of people doing this is incredible.
I thought about actually doing that too one day, but at the moment, like my smallest son is still the youngest son is still living with us. So right now he's going to school. So right now it's not a good timing. But yeah, it also appeals to me to live on the road and to be, you know, to travel, seeing different spots of the country.
It definitely is appealing for me. My first thought is I wanted to buy a boat because I'm just a naturally drawn to the water kind of person.
Oh yeah,
but those are a whole other beast, and that it's way bigger chance of a money trap.
Yeah. No, boats are a money trap for sure.
Yes.
Because of the maintenance that you have to do on a ship always. Now in an RV, probably you will also have some maintenance.
My dad's calling me. Hang tight.
Sorry?
My dad's calling me.
Okay.
What, Dad? No, he's gonna send me pictures or any instructions, but the furnace was actually working just fine. It just had to get wired up correctly, so there's nothing broke with it or any board that has to be replaced. And how's he gonna wait until I drive all the way back from here? I'm hoping it's $150 an hour. I'm hoping he's out of there sooner. But yes, he's gonna give me exact instructions. He showed me there's nothing really to know except the thermostat wires did not run all the way back there to where we thought the thermostat was supposed to be. He found the actual thermostat wires to hook into underneath there where I took a picture of him climbing under there. So he's gonna, I think he put a thermostat or moved the one I bought into that area, so it will be right there, I think. And he's putting the batteries on, and the batteries will be charging, and it will run all the way out there and stay warm, 100%. He's almost done. Yeah, he's putting the batteries in now. No, I'm not having him wait there at all for about 150 an hour. I'm not even to the airport yet. It was 45 to 55 minute drive up here to the airport. I'm in the Uber. I had to leave regardless because that's when the reservation was, and I can't miss it because I booked it and I've got to get it. Yeah, but we're good. The Airstream's going to be fine, and it's going to be picked up tomorrow or Saturday. But I'm going to head on back tomorrow. It's going to be wrapped up and ready to go for them to go on the road, and I don't have to wait for them to pick it up, but they might be able to. Hopefully, they can get there maybe tomorrow afternoon, and I can wait for them. Well, absolutely. I'm going to try to arrange it, but in order for it to arrive in New Mexico on the 21st, for them it's better to hold off a day if they can to wait to pick it up. But I've already only got this car already for 2 days, and I kind of want to go ahead and get on back. Yeah, and I just got off the phone with the transport company and all of that, and they're going over everything. They're extreme professionals with what they do, and they're going to get it out there in one piece. But I'm trying to merge all kinds of different schedules and things that are happening at the same time with everyone, and I'm doing the best I can. But I'm just really happy that the thermostat furnace is good to go. I will, when I get back tonight, I gotta figure out how I'm going to load up and what's going to stay, and how all that heavy stuff's going to go. And they're going to see if they can, some of the heavy stuff that his tools and stuff can ride in the back of the truck that's towing it, and he said probably yes. So I'm just trying to, well, you can sit, yeah, well, I can't be there for the end of it, but I was there for the majority of it, so there's no surprises really. Correct, yes, and he's going to tell me that. I know. Yeah, I know. I believe me, I understand, but it works. I know how all that works. That it DC and AC. Okay, I do understand all that, Dad. Okay, Dad. All right, Dad. All right, love you. Bye. He is a worrier. Oh my gosh, my dad is just, he blows up my phone all day.
Oh, really?
About all this, because he's a mechanic. He worked for Jim Beam Brands Distilleries as their master bottler mechanic with all the bottling there in Frankfort, Kentucky.
Okay.
He did that for 35 years, so he's anything to do with car or Airstream now is this whole giant project he hasn't even been able to see yet in person, so he's thinking the worst.
He's thinking the worst, but he's very concerned, and he's making sure that you're doing the right thing.
But I can't get to what I'm doing because it's too much. It's way too much.
He's calling every 5 minutes.
Texting, he texted me 8 times there in less than 2 seconds.
You gotta love that though, but sometimes you gotta hang him up.
I know, but he didn't really need to know that I had to leave before the mechanic was done with the furnace, because he never would have. He would have rearranged the rental car and all of that.
Yeah. So this furnace, that's inside, right?
Yeah,
that's like an electrical furnace.
So I've got 2 AC units on top, but one of them also has a heat pump, so it also has a heat function. But there's the furnace that keeps the underbelly of the Airstream warm constantly, regardless of how cold it is outside. It keeps pipes from freezing. It does that all autonomously. But that furnace had to be on, and that furnace wouldn't kick on, and so whoever had it here in Florida, somehow the thermostat wires just didn't get run back, but they probably have not needed that furnace the whole time it's been down here. So
in Florida, you don't really need it.
No,
times. It never freezes here. But you will definitely need it in New Mexico, yeah.
And I can't have it make this journey out there without that on, because it will freeze and the pipes will burst. If there's any little bits of water in there, it could destroy all that stuff, and it will be fucked when it gets there.
Right. Huh. I didn't even know that.
Believe me.
Yeah, it makes so much sense, right? You need to protect the pipes from the frost, from the freezing.
See, he's calling me again.
Hello.
Yes, Dad?
The transport people are going to need to get inside the Airstream so they'll know everything's working when they pick it up. So they'll have a key, right?
No. I will have it working on the inside the way it's supposed to be for the transport. When I lock it up, they don't have to have a key.
Really?
Right.
So there won't be a check-in on the way to see if it's working or not?
It'll be running the way it's supposed to as I lock it up, and it's just going to be running like that.
What if it stops running and they need to get in?
Well, they aren't going to know. It's just going to be doing that on its own. I'm going to be testing it out when I get home tonight, and before I leave it, every which way that I can think of to make sure it's running. But it's just going to be simply that I'm turning off everything that is AC power, of course, but I'm also turning off anything that would be on the DC switch. The DC power will be on, but the only two things that will be on inside that Airstream are the furnace and the refrigerator, because both of those will run on propane. And I've discussed this, I've told you about this. So
okay, the furnace is going to be working off the thermostat, right?
Which is a DC power coming from the battery. So it can be on, pulling tiny bits of power from the battery, no matter whether it's plugged into the cord on the wall outside or not.
Yeah.
I just have to turn everything else off and make sure there's no lights on or
Joseph, you need a truck like that.
Okay, you know what you're doing.
I got to turn every other thing off to make sure nothing else is drawing little bits of power and make the battery last longer. But yes, the furnace will kick on and the blower, and as needed, if it gets below, I'll put it at like 55 or something.
Yeah, well, okay.
Just like you do at a house.
The thermostat will be controlling it, but it's be on DC off the batteries.
They only run on DC power.
Okay. Right, okay. I'll let you go.
I will make sure it's kicking on and everything is turned off, and I see that it kicks on even if everything else is off, and I'll know that when I lock the door,
it'll be
unplugged. Yes.
Yeah, okay, got it.
I'll be able to test it.
That way it's okay.
Yes, Dad.
But ought to be some way they can check it on the way out. Just make sure it's working, not just all of it.
It's not their job. It's their job to get there safely. It's my job to leave it set up inside, going. They aren't really. You're not supposed to have them get in there. All of my belongings are in there. I mean, imagine what's in there, right?
Well, maybe
I will lock it. Listen, Dad, I will figure this out, but I can't talk anymore because I'm getting to this rental truck. Okay? I love you, Dad. All right. No, yeah. If you think of anything else, just text it or something. Okay? Bye. Love you. Well, it would be kicking on, and I could actually text the guy and say, "Hey, is the furnace kicking on?" And he could probably tell me that.
I still think the transport people are for professional ought to check it on the way out.
Well, Dad, they're not maintenance people that are running the Airstream. They're driving the Airstream. Okay. Bye, Dad. Love you. Whew. It's so much that
he is the sweetest, though. Come on, he's the sweetest dad.
It's a lot when you've had 50 years of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, parents get irritating at times, but you gotta love them for it, though. Because, like, even earlier today, I was driving this other girl, and she got mistreated by her parents or something, and she was so happy never to talk to them again and never to see them again, that it made me realize that my parents sometimes can be irritating, but you just gotta love them for it. I mean, I'm so lucky that I got sweethearts as parents.
Yes.
And they're actually not irritating. But yours is a little.
No, it's okay. It's irritating in the
Pushy
moment.
maybe a little bit, but this is his. How do you say that? This is his knowledge, right? So he wants to make sure that everything that he knows,
gets passed
he makes sure that he
on.
shares it with you.
Yeah, I don't make the same mistakes that he's made. For sure.
But you seem to know exactly what you're doing, though. You've done this before, or?
No, I just learned all this on the internet.
Okay.
I had to learn about AC and DC power first.
Okay.
I had to teach myself that. I knew a little about that, but I didn't really know how that was operated,
Yeah, but you know everything about the Gulfstream.
Oh, the
By
Airstream.
the sound of it. The Airstream, sorry.
I've learned a whole lot about it,
Yeah. How long have you had it?
What, 3-4 weeks?
Oh. You're fast learning it. But, yeah. And so I understand that is a system that you have to turn on before the travel starts. And that is a system that kicks in when it gets too cold. No, you said that it's always running.
Okay, so yeah, it really is explaining like the difference between alternating current and direct current. Direct current is what operates in this car when your car is turned on ACC,
Right.
and that is just pulling from the battery. It's just pulling stuff from the battery. Different kinds of low voltage things can work on just battery power. And then alternating current is, of course, what comes through the power lines that have, that require larger fuses, and then they can control the ACs and all that. But the power that runs the furnace is just a very slight amount of direct current that operates the blower, and it can run off the batteries the whole time, even if the Airstream isn't plugged in. And it also runs off believe it or not, the refrigerator runs off of propane and DC power when it's on the road.
Yeah, okay. So, because how do you keep the battery charged on an Airstream? That's with the propane?
It charges up when you plug it in.
Oh,
and those batteries, it has 2 really heavy duty, brand new marine deep cycle batteries that he's putting on it right now.
Okay. Wow. It's quite a bit of work. So here we are. On the left, there will be the rental.
Yeah, I could just pop out
place.
over towards. Believe me, I've done this a few times. Enterprise. And this is good to go, and I'll just drive it back.
Somebody unloading in the middle of the road, so I guess this is it for you.
Good
and
place.
you walk over there, right? You know the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Thank
There
you
go.
so much.
You're very welcome. Nice talking to you.
All right.
All right. And good luck with the trip.
We'll see.
Okay. Bye. That's a nice trip, though. New Mexico. Wow. Yes, people. Go ahead, people. I'll pick this one up and then door 5.